There's a city in the heart of Europe where legends come alive with every cobblestone. A city where emperors sought the secret of immortality, where alchemists turned lead into gold, and where every bridge, every tower, every statue whispers stories of magic and mystery. Prague, the city of 100 spires, the Golden City, but also the alchemical capital of Europe. For centuries, the city has been a magnet for mystics, scholars, and dreamers. Here, science met magic, Christianity merged with ancient legends, and reality blurred with fantasy. This is the story of Prague, not the one you will find in tourist guides, but the one hidden in shadows, written in anxious symbols, and guarded by stone creatures. 1583. Emperor Rudolf II moved the capital of the Holy Roman Empire from Vienna to Prague. But this isn't just a political decision. It's the beginning of the most extraordinary chapter in European history. Rudolf II wasn't your typical emperor. While other monarchs conquered lands and waged wars, Rudolf collected alchemists, astrologers, artists, and scientists. He transformed Prague Castle into the most unusual court in Europe, part laboratory, part art gallery, part magical academy. The emperor believed in the possibility of transmutation, not just turning lead into gold, but transforming the human souls, achieving immortality. In discovering the universal medicine, he spent fortunes supporting alchemists from across Europe who promised to reveal their secrets. His collection, the Kunstkammer, was legendary. Paintings by Alcimboldo, mechanical toys, exotic animals, meteorites, unicorn horns, dragon's blood. Everything that seemed impossible, everything that blurred the line between science and magic. Golden Lane, a tiny street beneath the castle walls where, according to legend, Rudolf II alchemists worked their magic. 24 colorful houses, each smaller than a modern apartment, where the greatest minds of the era sought the philosopher's stone. The truth is more prosaic. These were homes for castle guards and goldsmiths. But legends die hard, and perhaps that's Prague's greatest magic, the ability to transform ordinary places into mystical one. What is historically proven, Prague became the center of European alchemy. Here worked Edward Kelly, who claimed to speak with angels. Here Tycho Brahe made astronomical observations. Here Johannes Kepler discovered the laws of planetary motion. In Rudolf Prague, magic and science were two sides of the same coin. Rudolph's reign ended in madness and political chaos, but his legacy lives on. Prague remained a city where the mystical feels more real than reality itself. The symbols he left behind are everywhere: alchemical things on house facades, hidden laboratories in castle basements, libraries filled with grimoires and spell books. Even the famous astronomical clock is more than just a timepiece. It's a medieval computer calculating the position of celestial bodies, a philosophical statement about time and eternity. Charles Bridge, If 516 meters connecting Prague's old town with the lesser quarter. But isn't just a bridge, it's an open-air gallery, a pilgrimage route, a place where wishes come true. 30 Baroque statues line the bridge, each with its own story. Saints, martyrs, holy figures, all watching over travelers. But the most famous is Saint John of Nepomuk, thrown from this bridge in 1393 for refusing to reveal the Queen's confession secrets. Touch the bronze plaque marking the spot where he fell into the Vltava river. Make a wish and it will come true, or so the legend says. Millions have touched it, polishing the bronze to a golden shine. Belief creates magic, and on Charles Bridge, belief is palpable. The bridge itself is an architectural marvel. Construction began in 1357 on July 9th at 5:31 a.m. Precisely. Emperor Charles IV consulted astrologers to choose the perfect moment. A palindrome of odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Medieval builders believed numbers held power. The foundation stone was laid during a planetary alignment considered most auspicious. They mixed egg yolks into the mortar, believing it would make the bridge indestructible. After 665 years, it still stands. Perhaps magic works after all. Walk across at dawn when fog rises from the river, when the city sleeps, when only statues with whiteness face your passage. That's when Prague reveals its true face, mystical, timeless, haunted by beautiful ghosts. Today, Charles Bridges is alive with artists, musicians, portrait painters. A jazz saxophonist plays while tourists pause to listen. A painter captures the castle Silhouette. A puppeteer entertains children with marionettes. Another Prague tradition. This isn't commercialization destroying magic. This is the magic. The bridge continues to be what if it always was. A meeting place, a stage, a connection between worlds. Between past and present, between earth and sky, between the mundane and the miraculous. Enter Josefo Brango Jewish quarter and you enter a place where time moves differently. The old Jewish cemetery holds 12,000 tombstones visible above ground. Beneath them, in 12 layers, rest over 100,000 souls. For centuries, Jews couldn't bury their dead outside this small plot. So they layered grave upon grave, stone upon stone, creating a chaotic landscapes where tombstones lay at impossible angles, crowding together like apartment buildings for the dead. Walk among the stones on a foggy evening and you will understand why Prague inspired Kafka. This is a city where the impossible becomes commonplace, where boundaries between life and death, reality and dream, blur and disappear. The Old New Synagogue, Europe's oldest active synagogue, built in 1270, but it's famous for another reason, the golem. According to legend, in the 16th century, Rabbi Yudah Loev created a creature from clay to protect Prague's Jews from persecution. Using Kabbalistic magic and the secret name of God, he brought the golem to life. The creature served faithfully until it grew too powerful, too dangerous. Rabbi Loev had to deactivate it. They say the golem body still lies in the synagogue's attic, waiting. Forbidden to enter, the room remains locked, preserving the mystery. Is it just a story? Perhaps, but in Prague, stories have a way of becoming more real than facts. The golem appears in books, films, art, a symbol of protection, of power and danger, of creation, or of humanity's eternal desire to play God. No writer captured Prague's surreal essence better than Franz Kafka. Born in Josepho, he transformed the city's labyrinthine streets and Kafkaesque bureaucracy into universal metaphors. In Kafka stories, ordinary situations become nightmares. Clear rules dissolve into absurdity. Individuals face incomprehensible systems. This is Prague distilled into literature, beautiful, mysterious, occasionally terrifying, always transformative. Beneath Prague's streets lies another city, a medieval Prague buried when the city raised its street to prevent flooding. Now you can descend into these underground spaces, former streets that became cellars, shops that became storage rooms, a ghost city beneath the living one. Tour the spaces and you will walk where medieval merchants sold their goods, where beer was brewed in the 14th century, where secrets were kept in times of war. Some say you can hear whispers echoing through the stone corridors, voices from centuries past that never quite left. Not all Prague magic is ancient. The Lennon wall, covered in graffiti, began as a memorial after John Lennon's death in 1918. Communist authorities kept painting over it. People kept adding new messages. Today it's a symbol of freedom, of creative rebellion, of Prague's ability to transform even ordinary walls into statements of hope. Paint over it and new art appears. Try to control it and it grows more vibrant. That's Prague in a nutshell. Czechs drink more beer per capita than any other nation. In Prague, beer isn't just a beverage. It's culture, tradition, social glue. A proper Czech pub, a hospoda, follows unwritten rules. You sit where there's space, sharing tables with strangers. The waiter marks your beer mat after each glass. You pay at the end. And most importantly, you don't rush. Beer drinking is meditation, conversation, connection. Pilsner Urquell, Budweiser, the original from which American versions took their names. In Prague, beer reaches its platonic ideal. perfectly balanced, refreshingly bitter, impossibly smooth. Some call it alchemy transforming water, hops, and barley into liquid gold. Prague puppet tradition dates back centuries. These aren't children's toys. They are sophisticated art, a satire, cultural preservation. During communist times, puppet theaters could criticize the regime through metaphor. Today, they continue this tradition of subversive storytelling. Watch a church puppet show and you will see darkness and light, comedy and tragedy, childlike wonder and adult cynism, all the contradictions that make Prague fascinating. You can buy a marionette as a souvenir, but know this. In Prague, puppets aren't controlled by strings, they control the strings. Just like the city itself, seemingly manipulated by history, actually shaping it. Modern Prague balanced its mystical past with contemporary vibrancy. Hip cafes occupy medieval buildings, electronic music echoes through baroque churches, street art transforms communist-era walls. The magic continues, just wearing different clothes, because Prague's real alchemy isn't turning clay to gold. It's turning every visitor into a believer, every story into a legend, every moment into memory. Prague is more than city. It's a state of mind, a place where rationality takes a holiday and imagination rules. Walk its street at twilight when gas lamps flicker to life. Cross Charles Bridge when fog makes statues seem to move. Descend into its underground labyrinths. Listen for wise spirits in its synagogues. Taste centuries in its pubs. You will understand why emperors chose to live here, why artists found inspiration here, why legends were born here. Prague doesn't just tell stories, it is a story, an ongoing tale of magic and mystery, of beauty and darkness, of transformation and transcendence. As the alchemists sought to change base metal into gold, Prague performs a greater alchemy. It changes every traveler into a dreamer, and dreams, unlike gold, never lose their value.